everybody. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and show you how you can easily do a pedicure with your Jamberry nail wraps. My husband is being an awesome husband at the moment and is willing to be my foot model. We are going to only do one foot because he has a boo-boo on his other toe, so we're just going to stick with this one and just go through this really quick. And I'm going to try not to laugh because I just think it's funny that I'm doing my husband's toes. What you're going to need is your heat source. You can use the heater or your hair dryer, some wraps, as well as a pair of scissors in order to cut your wraps, and your cuticle pusher, and a nail file. Clippers are always nice to have too. First, you want to make sure that you push back your cuticle so that you get a good seal. I've had my toe wraps last as long as about 4 months. And then also, in general, they say 4 to 6 weeks, but I've had a lot more. Then you want to wipe down your toes with either some acetone nail polish remover, or you could use rubbing alcohol. You just want to make sure you get all the oils off. It's pretty much the same preparation that you would do when you're doing your fingernails. So just wipe them down. Now this sheet that I have, I've actually already done a full manicure with it, and this is what I have left. These first two wraps right here is what is actually most people use for their pedicures. Most people, this one fits your big toes, and then you cut up this largest one to fit the rest of your toes. But actually what I typically do is I use this one for my big toes, and actually, ironically, his toe actually matches that same one, and then I use the rest of these little scraps for my other toes. So what you'll want to do is just line it up to see about how long to cut it, and then just trim it. And then usually with the big one, I do go ahead and heat the wrap. The other ones, I typically put them on cold just because it's a little bit hard to get them lined up initially, because you're practically trying to stand on your head, it seems like, to try and get them put on. You just rub them on. And then I'll just line up some of these smaller ones and trim them. And then what I usually do is I'll just clip these corners off just to kind of round it a little bit. I mean, you could certainly do a much better job getting the actual shape of the toe, but quite honestly, who's going to be down looking at your toes that close? If you're really that concerned about it, you could do a little better, but I never really worry about it. Go through and stick them on. And of course, this is much easier doing it on another person instead of trying to do it yourself. Actually, thinking after this I may have to teach him how to apply them so I can get out of doing it myself. Then once you get them on, you just want to take your heat source, and this is typically how I do mine too. Just go over them real bit. It does get a little hot, so you'll just have to put the heat and back off a little bit. He's sitting here fanning himself because he says it's hot. He doesn't know what it takes to be beautiful. And then once you have them warmed up, you can tell that they'll just stick a little bit better. Then I go ahead and cut the nails. It just works a whole lot better if you put them on before you cut, because it's hard to file when your nails are short. The pinky toe is always so hard to do. I actually have a hard time getting it to stick, getting them to stick to my little toes, so a lot of times I have to use a lacquer on them. And then once you clip those ends, just go over with the heat just a little bit more. And just, of course, using your pressure and rubbing them on, make sure they stick well. Now, if you have any areas that are hanging over, you can take your nail file and just very lightly file at a 45-degree angle. So there you have it. The lighting's not that best, not the greatest, so you can't really see all that well, but that is a Jamberry pedicure. If you have any questions, certainly ask, and thank you to my husband for being a guinea pig, and hope you enjoyed watching the video, and have a great day.